Hi there. It is such a rainy day today here in California. That's about as bad as it gets for us. We're pretty lucky. I'm here with Kitty. It's her second video blog. And I'm going to answer a question that I got from a reader of my Bad Asian Daughter blog. So thank you, Amrit. I'm going to answer this on video because I think what you bring up is such a common issue, something that I've uncovered in my own experience, my own work, and I want to thank you for the question. And I'll paraphrase because you did send me a nice long email kind of explaining your whole journey. And what I hear in your question is that you've gotten more into your body, you're feeling through more of your decisions, you're achieving more of a sense of peace. But what keeps coming back is a question about whether you are enough and how much is enough, and how do we know when we have absolutely done everything that we can, given all of the circumstances and suffering that we see around us and we hear about in the world. So thank you again for this question, because it's more common, I think, than you may realize. And the way I answer it is, I used to be someone that believed that the way to be a good person and live the best life was to try to take as much responsibility as possible and to be as responsible a person as I could. And as I applied that across the board in my life, and I found myself in situations where I really believed that I had to take responsibility for other people and their outcomes and their experience and their feelings and everything, that it became extremely exhausting. And it was a never-ending job, and I was never enough. I could never get an answer to the question that you're asking, because every time someone else walked into my life and another circumstance arose and life happened, there was another thing for me to take responsibility for, and it was outside myself. And I found that no matter what I did, I could even deplete myself physically, my own health, use up all of my energy to try to take care of that situation, and it would still not be enough. Not by any objective measure, but just because I was trying to extend so far outside myself in my responsibility. And what I've begun to practice and to observe is the idea of staying in my own business, and that realizing that I can never truly make anyone feel a certain way. I can never make anyone's life better. And I really am not responsible for anyone else's outcomes in life. I am not even fully responsible for the outcomes in my life, because, hello, there's the higher power, that part of the universe that is out of all of our control. And I think that when we see natural disasters, or we see unexplained accidents, like the accident that you talked about happening with your relative, we try to explain it in our own minds as if a human being were responsible for that, for everything. And now I've actually been able to rest into the idea that we humans are not responsible for everything. There is a realm of our responsibility, and it's actually much more definable than we make it out to be. That any one of us is not responsible for the whole universe, for what's happening all over the world, for what's happening to our neighbor. That really define what you're responsible for. It's everything you talked about that you're working on. Your thoughts, your ability to observe your thoughts, your ability to choose the thoughts that you're believing, your ability to acknowledge the feelings in your body, the sensations that are real for you, your ability to come to terms with your own story of the circumstances that is happening around you, all of those things are very much within your control. And focusing on that is more than enough for a lifetime. And if you start with a very deliberate practice of just finding in every moment a way to focus on your own business, to become more gentle with yourself as you become aware of your thoughts and your feelings and the story that you're creating in your mind, that just that work is enough in terms of producing more peace for yourself, which spreads to every person that you will encounter in your life. And if you think about your desire and your intention that you expressed to do as much as you can to help other people and to demonstrate what I call, and I hear in your words, as compassion for other people, you realize that producing greater peace with yourself enables you to spread that energy in every interaction you have. And that is compassion, because you are more aware of yourself, you're more gentle with yourself. You have the ability to turn your own thoughts about yourself into something more peaceful and loving. That, if you carry it out as your energy in the world, is compassion, is healing. And so much of what we want, we believe that we want to change circumstances. We believe that we want to solve problems and make suffering go away, as if we can do that by reversing a chain of events in the external world. But when you really observe it and experience it, what we're seeking is this peace that you talk about. The internal sense that we're enough, no matter what. That it doesn't depend on circumstances, that we're not just waiting for the next catastrophe to happen or not happen, but that we have a trust in our own completeness, in our own power to create peace within ourselves. So you're doing it. You're on the path, and the practice of arriving at knowing that you are enough is not, again, it's not something that's going to come from the outside world or from fixing your external circumstances. And believe me, I keep trying. Only to come back to this idea that it comes from inside first. It comes from a belief that you're enough first. And acting and practicing your ability to act from that place, no matter what's going around outside yourself, is transformative. And it's something that, for myself, I actually practice it as an affirmation, as part of my morning ritual every day. And I can tell when I slack on that, because I'm not perfect. I don't remember to actually go to that place energetically every day. And I can tell that my day goes in a very different way when I'm frantically rushing around believing I'm not doing enough. So I'm definitely on this path with you and gaining greater compassion for myself and learning more and more every day to rest in the feeling of being enough. And to not fear that having that belief will make you stagnate, or make you not care about other people, or make you complacent to the point where you don't grow and improve. Those are fears that keep us from wanting to believe that we're enough. But overcome the fear and do it anyway, and see what happens in your own life. Experiment just one day, one moment at a time. When you're feeling that anxiety and tightness in your chest that you talk about, try stopping in that moment and saying, breathing and saying, I am enough as I am in this moment. Just try one moment at a time, one breath at a time. And observe yourself. It sounds like you already have a practice of observing yourself. So observe what happens in your body and observe what actions you're able to take from that mindset. And then use that as a practice from moment to moment as you tune in and encounter those feelings of anxiety. So thanks again, Amrit. You've helped me revisit this topic and remind myself, and you've helped so many people who will watch this video, and I really appreciate your sharing your story with me, and hope you'll keep watching and reading. Take care.